So you have like 6 days left in this month. All right, so you have 6 days left, and it looks like you are starting to flip bullish here, which is good. You know, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just interesting to see how we may close off in 6 days. I'm not too sure what we have over the next 6 days, but that may affect the way price looks. Let me take a look. Do you have anything major? That's what I'm trying to look for. Anything major that could, you know, fluctuate the monthly time frame. Which in this case, I don't think you have much, to be honest. Like these red followers here and there, but nothing major. I was looking for more of NFP, or like, for instance, I mean, you have CPI, I think, right, next week. I mean, CPI is pretty wild. What day is that on? That's on Tuesday. No, it's consumer confidence. I lied, not CPI. Yeah. So you don't have anything major. I was looking for like NFP or like FOMC, but you have none of that going on next week. So there's a chance that the monthly, I mean, you do have, what is this, unemployment claims? I guess that's it. But yeah, you do have 6 days left, which could change the way things look on the monthly. But for the most part, I don't really see us like, I mean, you could continue to drive up bullish towards like our target for the monthly, which is 2020. It's just I want us to kind of have enough room to spare, just so that we can continue to drive the months after. Because I'm not gonna lie, by the way things look right now on price, right, it does look like if we do close bullish, it's gonna close very awkwardly bullish, which in this case will close someone like this. Like if it was to continue driving up for the rest of the month, like you don't want it to close like this, you know, like you want to close like this, for instance, like drive and then maybe like this, like, you know, that would be a lot cleaner, which could still happen, but again, it's a very long shot. There's lots of range going up. And like this is how you want it to close, because then obviously it'll close above the range like this, right? It'll be closing above here, and it's just closing above here. You would assume that, okay, with the way it closed exactly, you assume that it would be able to fill that wick to drive up, right? That's if you were to close above. But if it does close somewhere like this, then next month's candle, you know, you might just not see continuation. You might just see price come down, create a bottom wick, and then not even flip bullish for all I know, right? Something like this might happen, and then the month after, something like this might happen, right? So it's gonna take a couple months to really move and continue on price if you were to close like this, I'll say, over or in the next 6 days. So let's see how it closes. But by the way things are looking, I mean, it's not going to stop us from not catching trades, right, or anything like that. It's just, you know, preferably, like I would prefer if we can close a little stronger bullish, you know, so that way we can have another month of volatility. Whereas, you know, if you close weighted hard, then it might take a month or two to pick up in volume or pick up in direction, and then trend heavy in that direction, right? But I'm sure, again, it won't really affect our day-to-day trading at all. It's just in terms of overall the next monthly's candle, like that's kind of what I'm looking into. And if that's how it's going to close, then I guess that's it, right? But yeah, that's a monthly. Obviously, we're bullish. Again, still got range going up towards 2020. That was our target minimum for the month since November 1st. The weekly is pretty bullish this week. Obviously, you came down. I think it was, what day was it? It was Monday, and then Tuesday you came back up. Yeah, so Monday, Monday spent creating a bottom wick, and then now you're just kind of coming back up to retest the highs, right? Price kind of came up, tapped 2006, tapped the resistance. Now it's starting to reject a little bit. You have 9 hours left into the weekly. As you can see, you're kind of like back into this range to the left here. Like this is your resistance up here, right? And then this is your support right here. Like I mentioned to you guys, like no matter what price does this month, the first thing that price, or not this month, but in general, in terms of how the monthly opened up, the price must tap into 2020 before it does anything else. Before it drives back down, before it drives up, obviously, or if it drives up, it's gonna tap 2020. If it drives down, it's gonna tap 2020, just because that's a level of that's your advantage point. That's a level where price will grab liquidity at, and then spend some time deciding where it wants to go next from there on out, right? But you're gonna see that level get tapped first. As you can see, you know, last time you drove down on price here, what did price do? It didn't drive down from here, right? If it drove down from here, for instance, then it would have drove down from here as well, right? But look, it came up, tapped these levels, and then over time it started to drive down. But you can see it tapped into 2020 first in that area. Obviously this thing came up to 2060, right? But overall, like you would see and expect 2020 to get tapped before doing anything else here, which in this case, that's what price did. Came up, tapped 2020, and then the move started to form. And obviously if you continue to drive bullish, then great, you drop bullish, but at least you know you tap into 2020 anyways, right? So that's your advantage point. It's kind of like, you know, 85-90% chance you will tap into those levels before seeing price do anything else. It might not be this month, it might be next month, but that's the first thing price will do before it decides to pick a direction. Because you can see on price on the monthly, it hasn't really picked the direction yet. It's just like within this range though. That's why it's been kind of hovering here, right? You can see this candle come up, come back down, we create a low. That's a monthly candle wick as well, and now we're coming back up to retest the highs, right? Monthly starting to flip bullish as well, with the weekly closing bullish, showing structure, right? So it's still super bullish. It's just, you know, you're gonna see 2020 get tapped first before, even if price were to drive down the situation to retest the lows, you're gonna see it tap 2020 before it starts to flip or anything on the weekly and monthly, right? That's something to look out for, and if that's the case, then obviously, you know, as we go on with our days, we will look for buys going up towards 2020, right? So let's see how we can take advantage of that today. Obviously right now price is at 1996, nowhere near 2020, but we're coming close, and you can kind of see the daily starting to close bullish as well. I just don't like the idea that the daily has no bottom wick on the previous candle low. If you guys take a close look here, you're gonna see that there's this resistance to the left around here on price, and then there's your support right around like here, and this is the range you're in. You're in this one massive range from 2007 till 1972. Or 2006 until 1972. It's a pretty massive range, obviously, right? But if you zoom in a little closer, within ranges, you have more ranges. So within this range, you have another range, which is this green zone to the left here. Resistance is here. Support is here. This is the range we're in. Or actually, you know what? You can probably do this. This resistance up here at 2006, and then this is your resistance right around here. And if you pay close attention to how price looked, so let's go ahead and remove this yellow part and just put the green part. If you pay close attention here on price, you're gonna notice that what did the daily do today? What did the daily do? Daily closed bullish, right? Yesterday. But how did it close bullish? It closed bullish respecting this resistance to the left. This one right here, same resistance being respected, right? After you had a bearish candle at resistance, so after you had this bearish candle close at resistance, this candle decided to close bullish but respecting this area, which means that the structure is still, again, short term, very short term. Don't get mad at me if I say this, and your buys will still play out. Do not stress. Short term on daily, in terms of like the 4 hour time frame in daily, you still have a bearish structure right now because you close at resistance. Again, don't get triggered. That's just what the day looks like right now. Okay, your buys will still be valid going up towards your target. Okay, your long-term swing trade will still be valid. Do not stress. Okay, I can just imagine the chat going crazy right now as I say gold is bearish. Gold is only bearish on a 4 hour time frame. So you take a close look at this, the 4 hour and daily. You can see, you know, daily again close at resistance, bearish at resistance. This candle closed bullish, respecting resistance, right? This candle at any given point today, any given point, preferably if it can come up, tap 2007 again and then do it, but that'd be great. But for any given point, since we're closing respecting resistance, this could happen. It can be a top wick towards here, it can be a top wick towards here, but any given point, this could happen still today. So you have to be open to the idea that price could close bearish today. Right now, if I was to be in a situation to say, okay, cool, price is heavily bearish today, but you need to form a top wick first, I'll be in a position to look for top wicks or to look for buys going up towards the top wick area. But in this case, you're already forming a top wick. Any given point from here on out, you could reject, right? So if that's the case, can I be in a situation to take sells, you know, prior to or looking for a wick entry to take sells coming down to retest the lows, right? Any given point, because the day can still flip. You can flip here and you can flip, which gives you a range of, I think, from here on out until the flip, from here alone to the flip gives a 30 pip range. So you have the range going down for sure. If you were to flip bearish, it's just about where could you get in entries at, which is the hard part, right? But yeah, that's the daily. So if you guys take a close look at the daily, obviously close respecting resistance weekly. Again, tap into the resistance area as well. At any given point, you could continue to push up, but I'd rather wait for the weekly to close first before the standard area wants to go next. Again, monthly, same shit. Can just coming up after creating a bottom wick. Again, target was 2020 on the monthly, right? So Yeah, that's the monthly, weekly, and daily so far. As to the smaller time from now, which is our entry time frames, let's see where we can take advantage of price. So as you can see, 4 candle came up, no bottom wick on opening, create a top wick, started to respect this resistance to the left over here. So now you have this range going across on price. This is your resistance, and then this is your support. This is one massive range you're basically sitting in right now on price. And yeah, any given point, again, you're still below the resistance. You haven't closed above yet. Until you actually close above like this, there's no confirmation just yet showing you that price will reject to, or price will continue driving up just yet. Like, we are closing bullish here. You can kind of see we're creating bullish structures on the way up here, right? But I would assume that before making that move up towards 2003 next, you would like to see a bottom wick form first. So if you see something like this, sure, if you can come down, break the lows, tap into 1990, amazing. You know, no bottom wick here, you can tap into that area to drive up. That'd be perfect, right? But again, you haven't tapped into that level yet, and you're just starting to push up now. So could we get wick entries coming down to retest 1990, right? That's kind of what that's the idea that I'm looking at right now in terms of price, because of the 4-hour time frame, right? But yeah, that's the 4. So let's see if we're coming down to the smaller time from here, and we start looking for wick entries down. I would assume that price should be able to re-break these highs here at 1997. Let's see. So you have this resistance sitting here at 1990, 1997. Okay, cool. So you have 1997, which is perfect. Yeah, right there is perfect actually. Let me go ahead and mark this up as my resistance. Again, these areas don't really matter just yet. It's just to show you guys your overall ranges so you won't get confused. But in terms of entries, like, it's nothing near our entries anyways, right? But it's just something you can kind of look forward to and just have up. You don't gotta put too much effort into them. But yeah, my resistance is 1997 here on price, 0.964, and then my support on price will be sitting around I'll say here, to be honest, what is that, 1994. So now you understand that's the current range you're in. Obviously, if you zoom out, you're within this range, right? And we were looking for bottom wicks towards 1988, which honestly I can probably leave, to be honest. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I can probably leave that there, right here at 90. Yeah, right there is perfect actually. 1989.676. Wow, that's actually perfect. All right, cool. Because that matches perfectly with the 4-hour bottom wick as well, and also on top of that being a 4-hour support, or my bad, 15-minute support as well. That's amazing. Yeah, so if I'm looking for sell sake coming down for a wick entry, I would prefer we can break the highs. I would like to see us tap into these ranges minimum. I would say 1999.139 would be perfect. You'd be breaking the 15-minute highs, you'd be breaking 30-minute highs, you'd be breaking all the highs basically. And then if you break all those highs and you flip bearish, then that is an indication that great, you could probably look for sells to come down towards 1989. If we can get a wick entry around 1999, that'd be amazing, because by the time you flip bearish again on the 1 hour or something, or worst case, the 1 hour candle decides to close bullish like this might even be a better situation to be in. But let's say that, for instance, the 1 hour closes bullish like this, you know, no bottom wick there, great. The first thing the next candle does, if it can pop up, tap 99, and then wick entry is there for us to come down, that'd be amazing, because by the time you flip bearish, you're break even, you're risk free. You have a range now, an advantage point of maybe 99 to, yeah, you have a 30-pip advantage point. That's not bad at all, right? Worst case, price doesn't drive all the way down, flips bearish, it doesn't drive all the way down towards 1889, you know, you have advantage point coming down at 1997. So now instead of this range, you have now only this range, right? A 12-pip range, which you'll be break even at anyways. So that is amazing. I would say just wait for 99 to get tapped, and then we'll look for sells around those areas on price later on. And then yeah, I mean, worst case, you know, as price doesn't drive, if price weren't to drive down and we're just to continue driving up bullish, which could be possible, it'll be fine, because worst case what could happen is you come down, you create a bottom wick here, and as you come down, create a bottom wick, that's also your support, right? And at that point, you're risk free anyways, so you can take a pineapple position later on or whatever, worst case, and then it close out full positions once you come down to retest like 1997 or something, if price weren't to drop down, and then you'll be out in profits anyways. So you have a great advantage point there on price. Again, I am not saying gold is bearish today. I am looking for sells for maybe like 97 down to 89 realistically, like maybe 97, 99 down to like 97 to be honest. So if you're holding like long-term buys and you're, you know, just bullish, don't attack me. Like I'm pretty sure you'll still be hitting your TP. I'm looking for just 10 pips, bro. All right. But yeah, we also could be in a position as well to look for buys too. It's not just sells, so buys can happen as well. But again, preferably for buys, I would like to see a bomb wick get formed. So I want to see something like this happen on the 4-hour time frame. If you just come down, tap like 9, 8, and 9, right? If not must, but if price were to do this, great. I'll look for buys at 8 and 9 going back up towards 2002. But I would like to see a bomb wick get formed before you see that huge drive up. And I believe that is what's needed in order for us to drive out this range. Yeah, but that's it. And the reason why I'm not getting sells yet and it's at 99 is because one, in the past, that's where you kind of create top wicks off of looking left, and two, I believe like if it's not 99, it might be like above 97 minimum, but you're gonna see a break above 97 here to create a top wick for that 50-minute candle. And that's why I'm not looking for sells just yet, because I do believe we'll come up to break the highs at least one more time before seeing a strong push down, which could be at 8 a.m. With the NY Open in about 19 minutes there. But yeah, that's what I got going on here.